Today's video is inspired by an article I found on Canada's National Observer. The article will be linked in the description, so feel free to check it out. What the author says is quite funny, and he's obviously trying to discredit the MGTOW philosophy by putting labels like misogynistic, anti-woman, separatist, and conspirative on it. That's the only strategy many brainwashed individuals put into practice, and instead of using logic and reason, they use emotions and feelings. The sad part is that since most people out there are really driven by emotion, they cannot do any better. However, my goal isn't to give them any power or give off the feeling that there's nothing you can do as a man, and particularly as a MGTOW. Listen to what they're trying to say to destroy the men going their own way lifestyle, and just keep in mind that they're parroting someone else's thoughts. I know that you, as a MGTOW, have done your research, so you understand why you believe what you believe. Stay tuned because you're going to love this one. But before we go deeper, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Ronald McDonald. Love the username, by the way. He said, "Modern women don't understand where a lot of money comes from. I know several women who disparage their husband for working to 2 a.m. They don't understand responsibility to deliver. One guy founded his own software company and needed to deliver to a hospital. Another edits Hollywood movies and you need to deliver the product to the distribution channel on time. Another is director of engineering. She treated him like a clerk. So you can be a hardworking, high-value fellow. She won't bother to understand how hard your job is and what you had to do to obtain your title and salary. A lot of women have checkbox jobs, set policy and process, and they just need to check off boxes to make sure program participants comply. But that comply gives her a sense of superiority. In any case, they want your stuff and want to order you around without understanding what you do." Ronald McDonald, you're absolutely right. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual guys, I will pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Now, back to the video. The article firstly mentions that the leader of Canada's Conservative Party, Pierre Poilievre, had multiple videos on his YouTube channel with the hashtag MGTOW, which, according to the reporter, Luc Ottenhoff, is a male supremacist movement. Personally, this proves right away this guy either has no clue or he's just pushing agendas that have nothing to do with the well-being of modern men. Apparently, the politician didn't apologize for the tags and didn't offer any explanations as to how his videos contained them. Because of this controversy, many debates have arisen recently and, unsurprisingly, many are talking about MGTOW as a radical, misogynistic, violent movement that plagues the internet. Nothing new under the sun, honestly. Tolerance is promoted as long as the discourse you have aligns with the dominant ideologies and narratives. If you oppose these, better prepare yourself because you'll get cancelled and called names. Now, let's see what this mercenary of the establishment has to say about MGTOW. Firstly, he describes it as a male supremacist movement similar to the more commonly known incel, or involuntary celibate, movement. He indeed doesn't know what he's talking about, and I'm sure he's just read lots of misinformation on why men join the philosophy. On this channel, I've already shared several stories of men who decided to go their own way after a huge breakup, divorce, or betrayal, and now that they live this new lifestyle, they're happier than ever. Indeed, the majority of men going their own way are voluntary celibates because they realized dating isn't juice worth the squeeze. If society is so tolerant and open-minded, why is it outrageous that these men make their own choices? Again, that's selective tolerance on the mainstream media's end. Luke continues with his article saying, "While MGTOW shares some common ground with the incel movement, which is rooted in misogyny and dehumanization of women, the two are distinct ideologies with unique dangers." Alex Debunking, executive director and co-founder of the Institute for Research on Male Supremacism, which studies misogynist and trans-misogynist ideologies, movements, and violence, told Canada's National Observer there are 5 main contemporary male supremacist movements: men's rights activists, misogynist incels, the red pill, men going their own way, and pickup artists. They all share roots in misogyny, anti-feminism, and objectification of women. but Debunking says they manifest in different ways. Absolutely not the case. As you might already know, in fact, MGTOWs don't objectify women, while society does. If you're a MGTOW, chances are you thought that women were a kind of prize you had to fight for, and once you got her, you could show her off. That's indeed what society and even parents tell kids from a very young age. As a result, many men waste their youth and even their entire lives chasing women as if her assets were divine material. In contrast, men who realized this complete lie also came to the conclusion that women are just human beings that don't deserve any pedestal. Women and men are imperfect, and as humans, they make mistakes. Period. On top of that, the fact that there's an institute for research on male supremacism shows how little importance modern society gives to issues like moral decay, through-the-roof divorce rates, and the excessive amount of precarious jobs. These three issues, along with many others, are making men realize that dating is not worth it, at least in current times. Since life's getting more expensive and men aren't finding good candidates for a long-term relationship, let alone successful marriage, they decide to live on their own or with other men. Luke keeps on saying, MGTOW, pronounced as mgtow, came out of the men's rights sect. The group takes elements of men's rights movement toward what Debunking calls a further supremacist extreme. MGTOW adherents believe women in Western society in particular are irredeemably corrupted by feminism, and so the only thing to do for men is to go their own way, says Debunking. Do men in MGTOW believe that? Yes, and let's recall the fact that the equality these women claimed in terms of having access to the job market, bank accounts, and every normal activity you may think is by far guaranteed in the Western world as well as other regions. If you go to college, you'll see way more women than men. However, if you go to trade school, you will see far less women because, let's face it, they're mostly not willing to do jobs like installing elevators, fixing the electric grid, or construction. The male privilege is nothing but a myth because in reality, women even have the law working in their favor. Quotas, family law, and modern times altogether pave the way for them, whereas men have a hard time dealing with the judicial system in the case of a divorce and even false allegations, which, by the way, further explain why men embrace the MGTOW philosophy. And last but not least, let me quote this paragraph that shows how twisted Luke's narrative is. She describes it as a version of male separatism, similar to white separatism. The movement has produced works of fiction that promote the myth of a feminist multicultural conspiracy against men to control society. One facet of this conspiracy is the belief that women and government use false accusations of sexual violence or harassment as a means to control men. Well, let's face it, it's not a belief, but a hardcore fact. The Me Too movement did hurt the relationships between men and women, and since many women thought their partners or former partners harassed them, they joined the movement. As a result, many men, not only in the US, but in many places around the world, have spent cold nights in prison. In countries like Spain, violence from women to men is legally different from violence from men to women. All these facts just prove why many men are escaping the dating scene and embracing the MGTOW lifestyle. In short, men are happier and have much more peace of mind now that they don't have to deal with any of these problems modern times fabricated. Anyway, I hope that you live your best life despite all these seemingly unhopeful times we're living. I'm sure you can enjoy the benefits of MGTOW instantly, and in my channel, I have a lot of videos on the topics that modern men care about the most. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now, it's your turn. What do you think? What other common myths about MGTOW have you heard? Why do you think going solo is the best option for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.